Mahatma Gandhi is widely regarded as one of the greatest thinkers and peace activists in human history. His words and deeds have inspired and continue to inspire people all over the world. Today on the Great Quotes channel, we have collected the wisest quotes by Mahatma Gandhi that will change your outlook on life. An ounce of your own experience is worth a ton of other people's admonitions. The weak never forgive. Forgiveness is a quality of the strong. Do not think that it is impossible just because it is difficult. Freedom is worthless if it doesn't include the freedom to be wrong. Find a purpose and resources will be found. This has always been a mystery to me, how people can respect themselves by demeaning others like themselves. First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then you win. The world is big enough to satisfy the needs of every human being, but too small to satisfy human greed. If you want to change the world, change yourself. Wise people never look at a person's appearance. They think of his heart. The only tyrant I know is the inner voice. People are like sheep when they follow where their shepherd leads them. The rich must live a simpler life so that the poor can simply survive. We ourselves must become the change we wish to see in the world. Every act in your life may seem insignificant, and yet it is crucial to do it. The only way to live is to let others live. We are always blinded by the qualities in others that we do not possess. An eye for an eye will blind the whole world. A small body conditioned by the Spirit and inspired by an unquenchable faith in its mission can change the course of history. It is not very wise to trust in one's own wisdom. It must be remembered that the strongest can show weakness and the wisest can make mistakes. Truth is what your inner voice tells you. What is truth for one may not be so for another. If we are to achieve true world peace, we must begin with the children. Strength is the absence of fear, not the number of muscles on your body. If you want change in the future, become that change in the present. A man can never shout where the still, soft voice of conscience reaches. You should not expect a reward for your work, but every good deed will bear fruit in the end. All humanity is one indivisible family, and each of us is responsible for the misdeeds of all others. God is love. This is the only truth I fully recognize. Love is equal to God. True beauty lies in the purity of the heart. Man is the product of his own thoughts. What he thinks about is what he becomes. I count only on the good in people. I am not without sin myself, and therefore I do not consider myself entitled to focus on the mistakes of others. God has no religion. Strength does not depend on physical ability. Its source is indomitable will. The greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way it treats animals. In prayer, it is better to have a heart without words than words without a heart. I am against violence, because when it seems that evil does good, that good doesn't last long, and evil stays forever. Throughout my life, I have benefited more from my critic friends than from my fans, especially if the criticism is expressed in polite and friendly language. Man is the master of his own destiny in the sense that he has the freedom to dispose of his freedom. But to what it will lead is unknown to man. Without labor, gold, silver, and copper would be worthless waste rock. Spiritual relationships are far more valuable than physical relationships. A physical relationship without a spiritual relationship is the same as a body without a soul. Never lend anything that you do not need in life, unless you wish to become a slave to the person to whom you borrowed the money. Love recklessly gives without thinking of what it receives in return. No one can harm me without my consent. The best way to find myself is to stop serving other people. Matters of conscience are not decided by a majority vote. A crack remains a crack no matter how hard you try to mend it. Once you believe that you have reached the ideal, further development is halted and reversal begins. The purpose of life is to live right, think right, and act right. Thank you for watching. Gandhi quotes teach us wisdom, fortitude, and the ability to appreciate the simple joys of life. We hope that Mahatma Gandhi's eternal wisdom has inspired you to good deeds and actions. Put his principles into practice, and the world will be a better place. Thank you for being with us on the Great Quotes channel. See you again